Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Danganronpa V3 Part 17. In the previous video, we began investigating Ryoma's death and basically brought it to a close, it seems, since it seems like it's time for the class trial to begin. So it is a new day. Also, there's no music, dude. I'm gonna advance the dialogue.
Well, that's how it goes. Investigations aren't all that fun, you see.
Until we get to music, because I don't want to just talk over silence.
But it's a necessary step before we can move on to the main event.
And then I'll tell my important information.
Kinda like searching the internet for that perfect porno video.
What?
In fact, some people think the search is the best part. Weird, huh? Anyway, the class trial is starting soon. Please gather at the Shrine of Judgment in the courtyard.
Can we gather at the boombox, please? It feels so weird when there's no music. Alright. So here's the thing. It's the day after we recorded the last several videos, last like 3 videos. So it's the investigation is still somewhat fresh in my mind, thankfully. That's one of the problems is also with the very first chapter is there was like a 4 or 5 day break between doing the investigation and doing the class trial, so all the little minor stuff that weren't actually truth bullets were not even close to fresh in my memory. Which is another problem we're having here in this case to an extent, because there's several important things that aren't actually truth bullets, which sucks. I just wish that they would put all the important information in the truth bullet section. Like, for instance, none of this stuff mentions the inner tube, or the rope, or Angie saying that Angie and, what's her name? Himiko being the first to the gym this morning, which is, you kind of need to know that nobody could have set up Ryoma's death, you know, early this morning or anything. So essentially, there's 4 characters who could have potentially killed Ryoma. There are 2 characters with no alibi whatsoever. That is Maki and Kaito. We have absolutely no clue what they were doing last night, realistically. Then there's 2 other characters, I mean technically 3. Angie and Himiko do not have perfect alibis, considering we don't know what they were doing between 8 and 8:55. We have reason to assume the murder of Ryoma was all done after 8, but before 10. Or sometime between then, because because we know Ryoma being put into the pool or the tank had to have been done after 10, or else they wouldn't have had to take such a roundabout method. Because my theory is basically Ryoma was killed in here, in the sink maybe, in his own room. Then the tennis cable was used to ferry his body through the pool gym, maybe? Like you know, it's used as like a tether, which would explain the scratches on, where is it? Can't remember. There's something that mentions scratches on here, yeah, which would be the steel wire, kind of rubbing against it, I guess. But basically, going back to the people who could have potentially done it, Angie and Himiko don't have perfect alibis, but they also don't really contradict each other. They would have to be working together, unless it comes out that they weren't together that entire time, because we assume that when they got brought, they were together. So unless they both conspired to kill Ryoma together, they're probably in the clear. Then the other character without a perfect alibi is Miyu, who honestly, the two that I'm looking towards, it's Miyu or Kaito. Miyu, because her alibi leaves her open during the time the murder would have committed, and I could see there being some sort of the idea that basically she went to the shower room after she had taken off her clothes to get Gonzo to not attack her, and then maybe she noticed the handcuffs, or like Ryoma came in or something, and then she realized that was a chance to kill him. And then Kaito is just because, I mean, A, he has literally no alibi, and B, my media literacy skills are screaming that it's Kaito who's the murderer, because A, you know, he takes a forefront role in this chapter, being, you know, your partner in the investigation and everything. And if he's the murderer, it would kind of explain why you would want to keep an eye on Shuichi so that you know what he knows, so you could potentially head off anything that he might try and say, like come up with answers for potential questions and stuff like that. So I think it's Miyu or Kaito. Honestly, if I have to lock in one, I'm gonna say Kaito with Miyu as a second. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, we know, like, people who are completely in the clear is everyone that was with us here. None of these characters could have done it. Of these characters, that is. Kokichi, he doesn't have a perfect alibi, but it pretty much accounts for, the time frame which we think the killing had to have happened. Angie and Himiko don't have a perfect alibi either, but they don't, unless they start contradicting each other. I don't think they did it. Maki's too obvious. There's no way it's Maki.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Hey, why you look so worried now?
Don't worry about it.
You can do it. I believe in you. Believe in me?
Why?
How do you trust me, Kaito? There's a chance that I'm the culprit.
Idiot.
I believe in you because I want to. Do I need a reason other than that?
Huh?
What?
Listen up.
Isn't that why you believed in Kaede? I mean, sure, I might get betrayed in the end, but
I believe in you.
if I don't worry about that, I won't be able to believe in the people I want to believe in.
Shuichi.
Shuichi, we're still young. I can't die before I've had my first drink or gone to space.
Let's do it.
If you're not going to get yourself in gear now, then win. Now's all you got.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Kaito, I know.
Keep your chin up.
Yeah, that's the expression I wanted to see. That's my sidekick. He's right. I just have to do it. I have to believe in myself. I have to believe that I can do this. I'm going to survive. We're going to survive together. Well, I mean, let's not use the together word.
That's it.
Maybe I don't really understand it. Maybe I don't have a reason. Oh, he's in the brain machine. I don't want to live. I want to die with everyone else. No, I want to live. I want to live a long life. I don't want to die. I can't die in a place like this. Never. He's going to teleport me to the judgment place? No. Gotta walk there myself.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry, you can do it. I believe in you. Now let's go to the Shrine of Judgment. Like, I don't know, man. I mean, like, on one hand, I don't feel like, you know, Kaito's characterization is the type to kill anyone, especially Ryoma. But also, I feel like it's naive to rule anybody out for reasons like that, right? Especially this still relatively early into the game. And you have the added idea of the motive videos, right? Where, granted, in theory, Kaito should not have seen his, but honestly, we don't really know what Kokichi was doing. Like, if it really took him a full... How the hell did you get over here? If it took him a full hour to get the videotapes, like, it's possible he could have, like, shown it to Kaito or something. But nah, the timelines don't really match up there, so... If he murdered someone, I would assume it was not due to the... seeing the videotapes? I don't know, man. Maybe it isn't Kaito. I just feel like that's what... Maybe I'm too skeptical of characters that are presented as being good. If it's not Kaito, then maybe I should lock in Miyu. Because, like, the reason I suspect Miyu, A, no alibi, B, there's kind of some contraption-y stuff involved in the murder, which Miyu would be the one that seems most likely there. Another reason I suspect Kaito is just because he was involved in the construction of the stage and everything. There's some chance it could be Kurumi, because she didn't meet up with him until 9. Actually, it being Kurumi does make some sense. Let's say she kills Ryoma at 8. She's walking around to set up, like, figure out a way to dispose of the body or something. Or maybe she came up with the idea of using the water tank. She runs into Kokichi. Then either... That doesn't really explain why would she spend if she was on a time constraint, then why would she spend an hour with him? Because I was thinking like maybe that explains why she had to come up with such a roundabout way to get Ryoma's body into the gym, was because she waited too long due to getting caught up with him. But it could have been also that this gives her an alibi, plus she didn't want to seem suspicious. But if that were the case, then she would have definitely taken the chance as soon as Kokichi started to leave, right? Because it said that, like, after 30 minutes of talking, they started playing tag. There's no reason for Kurumi to have done that. But, like, it's one of those things where it's hard to apply logic to this game, because a lot of times that, like, gets you fucked over. So even though it makes no sense, Kurumi theoretically could have committed the murder as well. And I kind of like that idea. It doesn't make any real, like, it doesn't pass, like, 2 levels of logical, thinking. Like, on the surface level, it makes sense, but I just don't know why she would spend an extra 30 minutes with Kokichi. If, you know, just meeting him would be enough to kind of give her somewhat of an alibi, plus, if we assume the reason then that she would have tried to have to come up with such a roundabout way to get Ryoma's body into the gym was because she waited too long and then it was nighttime, there's no reason you would waste extra time doing that, so... I kind of still like you. Wait, you say the same thing even over here?
Don't worry about it.
You do. Okay. I guess we'll just walk there in case anybody is around. And it gives me a few more seconds to think. It's like, I don't know, Miyu? It would also maybe explain why, like, you know, because maybe Miyu wouldn't have been able to... Well, I mean, Ryoma's kind of small. Like, maybe she couldn't have carried him or something. Or she didn't want to be seen walking around with her... in her lingerie. So that's why she came up with, like, a... But no, because, I mean, you still would have had to have gone to the gym, right? To, at some point, to set up the wire, if we're assuming that... Basically, Ryoma's body was moved between the rooms while he was already dead. Because I feel like that has to be what they're going for. We still don't really know how the handcuffs and the scratches in the sink, I have no clue. Here, I got nothing in the slightest. Because, I mean, they're like claw marks or like knife marks or something. I can't think of what could have potentially caused that. I don't know what the fabric's about. Now, the water tank trick, I think that just, like, explains how... I mean, I think that's just how she left. I don't know if it has anything to do with how Ryoma got into the water. I think it's just that he was in the tank the entire time. Just with the glass to separate him from the piranhas. I don't know, man. I can't remember if Miyu was involved in the construction or not, though. I don't think she was. And really, none of this explains why the hell you would pick such a stupid way to dispose of the body. I mean, I guess it's not stupid, right? Because in theory, you know, you're hiding any other potential causes of death and whatnot, but I don't know. It's just so over the top that, I mean, on one hand, you have to accept it because, you know, it's a video game, but... On the other hand, like, it doesn't make any logical sense. Same way with, like, the way Kaede kills Rantaru. Not like we have any choice, right? You are quick to understand it as though Monokuma you trained.
What?
We got nothing to worry about, right, assholes? We'll figure out the culprit, won't we?
Don't worry.
Of course, we won't need to. The top suspect is super obvious this time.
Hey.
Right, Himiko? I mean, I just feel like Himiko and Angie are like, they're too obvious and they'd have to be working together, which there's literally no reason to ever work together under the context of the Killing Game. Now, that has happened once before previously, but it was dumb then, and I hope they don't do it again. How dare you bully Himiko, you degenerate? You want me to keto chop your head off? I mean, if you want to. I won't necessarily object. I'm done with him.
Wait.
That's not even Aikido anymore, is it?
Either way.
This matter will be discussed in due time. You should save your arguments until then.
That's right.
Yeah, let's put an end to this at the class trial.
You're right.
Yeah, you're right.
All right.
This case will be so easy, especially with how obvious the top suspect is. Right, Himiko? I hear males pick on girls they like to get their attention, which means Kokichi must like Himiko.
Oh?
Oh, how'd you know? Actually, why don't we focus on the class trial and save that conversation for later? This is turning out to be not so boring after all.
Certainly.
Himiko's so suspicious she's gotta be a red herring, right? But I don't even know where to start unveiling the truth. I should have played more point-and-click adventure games. Probably shouldn't. Don't know if the logic will necessarily line up. Gonta not won't suspect friends. I mean, Gonta theoretically could have also done it, but, I don't know. It would, like, 1000% go against his characterization in every possible way, which, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean anything, but... We have nothing to worry about.
Tua is watching over us.
I mean, I hope it's Angie so that I stop having to listen to her talk. His divine deduction will solve this mystery right away! I don't like cult shit. Like, I don't know. I mean, it just makes me uncomfortable.
Hey!
Because it's like, it's something that's like so, I mean, it's not super prevalent in real life, but like, I've never really, this is like such a stupid thing to say, but like, I don't really get cults. Haven't people trapped in cults just thought about, I don't know, not being in a cult? I mean, I know it's not that simple, but anytime I like read stories or watch anything that talk about like people trapped in cults, I'm just like, have you thought about, I don't know, not being in a cult? Because it's like, it's always like super obvious from the start that like, man, this is some shady ass shit. And then, because like I kind of understand it, it's like when you're in too deep and you can't get out, but a lot of times you hear stories about cults and I'm like, you should have known something, this was fucking off like from the beginning, weirdo. Hey, Detective Dumbass, you pinpoint a possible culprit, right? I mean, you don't want to know who we pinpointed?
Listen up.
Shuichi, before we head over there, let me give you some advice here at the Sidekick. You want to give up? Wait until after you've done everything you possibly can.
Of course.
Wait, no, that's still not good. Okay, I won't forgive you if you give up. You got it?
Okay.
Yeah, got it, Kaito. He's right, I can't give up. I made a promise to Kaede.
Say,
This murder was also triggered by Monakuma's motive, was it not? Which means there was reason the culprit was desperate to live, yes? And Ryoma, who became the victim, had no reason to live, correct? What are you implying?
if so...
Kill because you have no reason to live. To die because you have no reason to live. I wonder, which is correct?
Jeez.
You're thinking too hard about it. Living things just gotta live. Plus, it'd be a real dick move to fake your suicide in such a way.
Right?
Yeah, you don't really need a reason to live. That's just icing on the cake. Reason to live. I mean, he did say that he had a reason to live, right? So, and granted, the suicide stuff has not been explained yet. Like, that's not actually a school rule in this game, I don't think. It's not like Danganronpa 2 where it specifically mentions that suicides count as, class trials, I don't think. Yeah, it's not. Swimming is prohibited. Okay, it does say, this does say swimming. Touching the water is also against school rules. Now, I'm still not entirely sure if it's... I assume the fact that it specifically mentions swimming means that you can go into the pool room, you just can't swim. Like, you can't touch the water at all. Okay. But yeah, the suicide angle is not directly mentioned in this game. Now, I'm just going to kind of assume that it works the same way the previous games work, until we're told differently, I suppose. In that regard, that suicide would count as a class trial and everything. Now, granted, no one else would necessarily know that because that hasn't been mentioned.
Really?
This whole thing is she's shaking like a big old vibrator. Himiko scared, poor little thing. This, please shut the fuck up. We're looking at Himiko like some kind of degenerate male.
Well,
Sorry, but I don't know anything. If you think a child caregiver can help solve a murder case, then we're all in trouble.
do you agree?
This matter will be discussed in due time. We should save our arguments until then. Nah.
No.
Himiko is not the culprit. No way, no how. I know Himiko better than anyone. I know all her secrets. Even her gender, her hair color, even her height. None of those are secrets. I mean, at least she didn't mention the other secret number on the report card. I'll give her that much at least. I did not calculate that we'd gather here under these circumstances again. What would I say if she saw us right now? I don't know. By God, he's strong. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's just several good potential ones. I'm still mainly between Kaito and Miyu. I like Kurumi just because A, it seems out of character for her, and she's not that suspicious, and she does have like a half alibi. I think it would be cool if it was Kurumi. But I think I gotta lock in Miyu still. It just seems like her personality definitely allows for murder. The technical aspect of the way the body's transported and everything and whatnot makes sense. And one thing I do kind of like in my head is that, like, you know, in theory, Kurumi wouldn't kill anyone because she's all about, like, fulfilling wishes and whatnot. So in theory, you could just say, like, hey, don't kill me, and then she wouldn't be able to. But what if she got, like, a request? Like, if she had seen her motive video, and maybe it was something similar to Kaito's, where it's, you know, one of her, like, a loved one is telling her to live and survive, and she could view that as, like, a request so that she has to get out by any means necessary. That would be kind of cool. But I just don't know if it actually lines up with being possible. Or, like, her actions in regard to hanging out with Kokichi for extra time make no sense. After a pause, we all step towards the door. And I don't know, man. So it's one of those three. I'm gonna say it's Kaito, Miyu, or Kurumi. I don't know, man. You know what? I've changed my mind. I'm locking in Kaito. I'm going full in on my media literacy skills. That just scream, it's probably Kaito, dude. All I could hear was our unsteady breathing, just as we passed through the door. Now, Kaito, you know, we don't have that much reason to suspect him, other than just, like, story stuff, I suppose. Like, we don't have any direct reasons to suspect him, other than just a gut feeling, I suppose, is the way to phrase it. Basically, the same reason I suspected Shuichi in Chapter 1, which was kind of right, in some sense, because they do want you to think Shuichi did the killing at one point, so I was on to that at least. Like, I was half right. Normally, I wouldn't mind the shaking. I'm feeling especially sensitive to it now. Each one of us felt that trembling through our entire bodies as we sank further still. Bro, it's been like 25 minutes and we've, like, done nothing. I've been spent so much time just talking about nonsense. Without sure footing, I'm positive we would have fallen as well. Or I would have fallen, bro. I can't read. It's early in the day. You know, that's my excuse. My breathing was becoming more ragged. My heart pounded harder and harder. Just when I thought I would pass out from the nerves, the elevator came to a stop. But this wasn't the end, no. It was only just beginning.
Welcome!
You've hopelessly arrived once again! Do you want to come here because of how wonderful it is? Isn't it wonderful? It's so much effort into building this place, it should be a monument. Actually, we're the ones who used the icy saws to build the courtroom. But Father just took all the credit.
Wonderful.
But I am happy to be used as a... I don't want to use that word. To be used as a slave by Father.
What are you saying?
You idiots are really committed to this henchman bit.
They're so...
What do you sound like, Monosuke? I don't remember how to do your voice. You guys are just so cute, I can't help working you to the bone. Put a lot of elaborate detail in this courtroom, almost like it's for show.
Oh?
For show, huh? That's an interesting way to put it. Is this just for show? Are you showing this to people outside? And those people aren't with us, so I don't need to worry about them. I mean, we do know some people are watching us, right? Based on the very start of this chapter, where they're like talking about how Kaede died or whatever, which I'd kind of forgotten about until like just a second. Get it? They're not with us, as in they're no longer with us. You know what I mean?
Hey,
In other words, you 13 are the only ones left in the world. Now, show me just how you intend to bargain for your lives. Then the class trial began. Ryoma Hoshi, the ultimate tennis pro. After falling from his former glory, he told us he had no reason to live. But even so, he said he wanted to fight beside us, to get out of here with us. For that, he was trying to find a reason to live. He might have been a little stern, but he wasn't a cold man at all. And the person who killed him is here right now. I want to believe that's a lie. I don't want to believe it at all. But... oh god, do you think they're maybe gonna go with like his reason to live was to die so that someone else could escape or something? If this is where I find the truth, I won't avert my eyes anymore. This is the wish she entrusted to me. I will find the truth. I have to get out of here with everyone alive. Well, not everyone. The murderer can go fuck himself. Or herself. I'm going to survive. I can't die here. In order to keep my promise to her, I will fight. I'll fight for my life in this trial of truth and lies. Okay, now let's remember to equip our skills this time. Would you like to save? Yeah. Me like saving. Okay, so you go skills. And then, oh, you change that. How do you equip them? No. What? Which one do we have? Bro, what? Okay, so we have, but didn't we buy one? Do you have to buy it for each chapter? Am I blind? What was it? It was like, wasn't it this one? Slowly recover the influence gauge while concentrating. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And then that we already have. Influence drain slower while live bullet is loaded. Then what is this? The focus drain gains slower while concentrating and during fever time. But we have 8 points. Decreases the delay. The delay does seem to be way more significant in this game than it is in the previous. Now, I don't know if that's actually true, if it's just, you know, in my head. Maximum focus being increased is kind of good with delusion. You know what? Let's just double by HP and focus. I do think it should set automatically if you have stuff. Let's do one last glance through the truth bullets. Because something else I'm still not entirely sure about. It looked like there was no lid from the start. So that I don't really. So when it says lid, what does it mean? I don't think it means the trap door, right? It means that there's a, like, the top. I mean, I assume the top would be the lid, right? So if that was added, after the fact. It would have to be someone who could add that, and then, you know, we assume that with the piranhas, the square panel was to separate the body from the piranhas. So it would be someone with some amount of, like, construction skills, right? Which, once again, kind of points towards Miyu. But, I mean, it's not like Kaito's an idiot. He could probably do that. I don't know, man. I really feel like, based on pure evidence, I think it's Miyu or Kurumi, but, like, I just can't shake the feeling that, like, this chapter desperately wants Kaito to die. Well, I'm gonna look at Kokichi's account one last time. I mean, you only get to lock in one answer, right? Okay, you know what? Just to be funky with it, because considering Kurumi, I like, we're going with Kurumi, man. I'm locking in Kurumi. I changed my mind, Miyu. You're off the hook for now, and Kaito. Now it would be. I will quickly pivot off of her if we get basically any other reason to suspect any of you or Maki as well to a lesser extent, but I feel like I'm locking in Kurumi mainly because I feel like she's less suspicious.
Now then,
Therefore,
begin with the basic
if she ends
explanation of
up
the class trial.
being the killer, it's more impressive. I do like how Monokid has his own little X mark.
During the trial, you'll present your arguments for who the culprit is and vote for who done it.
I'd rather take the wild guess that ends up being right than go with the somewhat more safe bet.
Vote correctly, and only the blackened will be punished. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will graduate from this academy. Also, refusing to vote will result in your death. So you better vote for someone.
And also, I just really like the idea that she somehow saw her motive video and like saw that as a request she had to fulfill, so that's why she killed someone, despite it not really being in her nature per se.
Now, let's get this crazy awesome to the max trial underway!
I think we all know who the most suspicious one is. It's...
Let's combine our power and work together, everyone!
The person who's most suspicious is...
Now lend me your energy, everyone, so we can catch the culprit!
Okay, Tinko is actually showing worth for the first, like, I don't know. I like what Tinko's saying. I can't talk this morning.
Because the murder happened during the magic show, the culprit can only be...
Hey-ya! I'm in top form today!
I find value in Tinko's character for the first time ever, is basically what I'm trying to say right now.
Tenko, why are you interrupting me? We can't have a good trial if you talk over me!
Huh? I'm not interrupting you! Whatever you have to say is
Yeah, I still don't like
worthless
Tenko,
anyway, because
but-
all males want to talk about is S.E.
Himiko seems suspicious.
Okay, so you throwing Himiko under the bus makes... Because there's no way Angie could have done it, I think. I mean, if they worked together, you know? But there's no reason to think that they would work together. I mean, Himiko is probably easily manipulated, but...
Hey! Angie, how can you accuse Himiko?
It's just, there's also, like, too much reason to suspect it. Like, I feel like Angie's so obvious that I feel like it can't be her.
Aren't you her friend?
I'm just telling you what Atua is telling me.
Because, like, I mean, I think Maki is too suspicious to be the killer, and Angie is, like, 10 times more sus than her.
He is using his divine knowledge to show us the way to survive. You should thank him, lest he pour his holy wrath upon you all.
Screw Atua! That guy's got nothing on me! I'll protect Himiko!
But it does point to Himiko being the most suspicious.
Ryoma died during Himiko's magic show.
His body appearing in the water tank leads one to think the escape trick played a part. It's only natural we suspect Himiko. She was the one performing the trick.
No, that's wrong. The underwater escape wasn't a trick.
Bro, the it wasn't a trick thing is gonna drive me insane. I already know it.
It was magic.
It's not the part you need to deny. You gotta tell us you're not the
Like,
culprit.
Himiko has no personality at all.
Magic, huh? That's so cool. What a mysterious miracle. Now, did you kill Ryoma, Himiko? Atua will hear your confession.
Stop it! There's no way any of that is true!
It's true, though. Himiko used the underwater escape trick to kill Ryoma. But I still don't have a clue how Himiko did the trick.
There's no trick. That really was magic.
You know, maybe it really was magic.
Oh, stop it. If you don't reveal your trick now,
Let's
then we'll
not
vote you as the
let's not do that, Maki. That seems kind of dumb.
Stop picking on Himiko! A cute, tiny flower like her couldn't kill anyone.
Why does she always have to make reference to the fact that Himiko is a small child? I wonder.
I get that you want to defend her, but that might be a bit much.
As I expected, the others suspect Himiko. But I have my doubts. I can't let this case get derailed by misunderstandings. I'm the ultimate detective, so it's up to me. I don't even really know what we're arguing about here. I mean, I guess probably water tank trick, right? How do I play this game? Is this the one that mentions the exit? So I'm assuming it's water tank
The
trick.
culprit used the underwater escape trick to pull off a sneaky switcheroo with Ryoma.
Okay, how do I play this?
After that, the time ran out. The tank above Ryoma opened and piranhas came pouring out.
Piranhas came pouring out.
He was eaten alive.
No.
Eaten to bone by piranhas. Savage way to go.
Okay, do we have a Gontas thing?
The underwater escape was no trick, it's
Was
magic.
was no trick,
We heard you the first time, Titless. No one cares.
but I don't agree that it wasn't a trick. Because what I was thinking is we don't have Gontas' account, right? Because didn't he say something about the piranhas were dropped in and then Ryoma was eaten, which we know was not the case, right? Because this would contradict that, but that's not an option. Piranha tank. Ryoma's body was eaten by the piranhas that fell into the tank. That is a fact, but that doesn't mean it was the cause of death.
Atua has
Yeah.
blessed me
I agree. Okay, so we'll use Monokuma file
with an
then.
epiphany. The culprit used
On-
the underwater escape trick
Eaten by piranhas. I can't
to pull
remember which,
off a sneaky switcheroo with
because there were
Ryoma.
two prompts here, but I can't remember which one was
After
which.
that, the time ran out. The tank above Ryoma opened and piranhas came pouring out.
That doesn't say he died by piranhas.
And he was eaten alive.
He was eaten alive. By God, he's a sniper.
No, Ryoma's death was not caused by the piranhas. The Monokuma file indicates the cause of death is drowning.
So it wasn't the piranhas then. He was drowned.
Ooh, I see. I haven't checked the Monokuma file yet, so that's news to me.
That's a lie.
You lying little brat! Telling lies is what turns you into a degenerate male.
So what? Ryoma drowned, Himiko changed places with him, and then the piranhas ate him, right?
No?
No, Himiko only had 60 seconds to escape from the tank. Even if they'd changed places at the start of the show, that's insufficient time to drown someone.
If that is the case, then when did he drown?
You know, don't you, Kurumi? When did Ryoma drown? It was obviously, before the show started. Yeah.
That's it!
Ryoma was already drowned before the show started.
Agreed. Before being eaten by the piranhas, he made no attempt to escape the water. To be precise, he made no movements whatsoever. Yes. By that point, he had already joined the ranks of the dead.
Okay. I could
Could that
tell
mean
because
his
as soon as
body
I
was
saw his
hidden
dead
until
body,
the
I
culprit
was
made it appear in the
incredibly
tank?
aroused.
Hidden? Where?
The culprit would have had to hide the body near the tank and then show it during the act.
Easier said than done.
Was there a place on stage where the culprit could have hid the body?
Well, yes. Kind
Oh,
of.
wait! Himiko should know since she performed the underwater escape trick.
Himiko, why won't you just explain it to us?
'Cause it's magic.
And no, maybe it really was magic.
Shut up.
Thank you.
Himiko is
You know,
committed
Maki, if
to
you
her
make it through
act,
this trial,
but
for
those
that
who
comment
deal in
alone,
dreams are oft liars.
you're moved up to next on the free time power rankings.
Why is everyone still picking on Himiko? You're all worse than a drunk dad's ramblings.
We should let him vent. After all, it's tough being the man of the house.
Shut up. That is not... Don't know.
And we gotta figure out how the trick works to find where the body was hidden.
Well, no, we
Himiko
don't
does
actually.
not wish to tell us how she performed her act.
Then let's work together to reveal the secret behind Himiko's trick!
So, not
I mean, it
real
seems like it's
magic?
just as simple as there's a secret door, which is kind of lame, but...
No, it was real magic. 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 Magic.
Oh no! It's Himiko's curse! Her curses are really powerful!
Aren't incantations usually more, complicated than that?
Anyway, we need to figure out how to determine how Himiko performed the trick. If we can't figure that out, the case is going nowhere. Okay, I mean, I assume water tank trick. Gonta's account also is maybe
Himiko escaped
important,
The water tank.
since it's related
Maybe she
cram
just found out
piranhas.
and no one noticed.
Maybe.
Yeah, she definitely would have been caught.
Perhaps a mechanism was set up on the stage.
Mechanism
The
stage.
curtain covering the tank was certainly suspicious.
What about that square pane of glass we found in the tank?
Yeah.
Maybe the tank had a secret hatch.
Secret hatch. Yeah, I want to agree with that, but we'll let it
must
play
be
through.
real magic!
Yeah! Real escape
Game,
magic!
please. Enough about
Maybe there were
magic.
two
Thank you.
Himikos,
There were two Himikos?
and
This
one
isn't
of
a
them
mystery
was
novel?
Sumugi in disguise.
No.
Hey, my costumes aren't disguises.
Okay, so we definitely just want to agree with Secret Hatch.
How did he?
I just wanted to let it play through,
Definitely would.
just in case. Just because it's one of those where like, it seems so obvious that
Curtain
like I
covering the
wanted to make
tank
sure it
was
wasn't a trick
certainly
question.
suspicious.
What about that square pane of glass we found in the tank?
Maybe the tank had a secret hatch.
Oh, we missed. Definitely. Close enough.
I
We didn't.
agree.
We didn't hit the super whatever, but I didn't want to do it again.
Maki
Instead of a
is
fast
correct.
forward, you need to
There was an
rewind.
escape hatch on that tank.
I see. So it did have one.
That's right. I discovered a similar tank in Himiko's lab. There was a panel on the side that could open. That was her escape.
Mind over strength!
Oh, is it slashy time? Now, how did the slashing work? I know the controls are slightly
Your logic
different.
is all wrong,
Or they
Shinichi.
seem different. I don't know. They actually could be the exact same, and I just don't remember.
What do you mean?
And you don't even know why you're wrong either. Typical degenerate male. Ah! I'll smash in your face with my fists of hot burning steel!
Okay. Truth blade start. Square glass panel, cram piranhas, piranha tank, wet staircase.
The side of
Okay, probably wet staircase. I would assume.
being open.
How do I slash? Okay, you
Doesn't
slash
have
with.
anything to do with Himiko's escape. She didn't use an escape
No.
hatch.
We had it on white
I
staircase.
know she didn't do that. And now, I'm gonna punch you.
That will not solve your argument in the marketplace of
Wait a
ideas.
second. Before you punch me, what makes you so sure she didn't?
Because if she escaped from a hatch in the tank, the water would have gushed out with her. There would have been water everywhere.
I'll cut through your words.
Okay, Suichi, you deserve to be attacked for that pun.
There was a reason the room wasn't flooded with water. The staircase that was attached to the water tank. Try to remember how the staircase was positioned. It was aligned perfectly with the tank's escape hatch.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, I remember, I'd mentioned that, right? About being a door attached to the staircase, right?
Meaning, the water tank was connected to the inside of the staircase.
Honestly,
Side staircase.
my dumbass was just
His
like...
body was in stairs?
was just thinking like, oh, well, she just got through the hole really quick before too much water came out.
Knowing that, it's clear how Himiko made her escape from underwater. There was a curtain covering the tank during the performance, allowing Himiko to enter the staircase from the hatch undetected. Any water that spilled out would have simply funneled into the staircase.
So how do you get out from the staircase?
You don't.
The
end.
staircase also has an escape hatch, one facing away from us. It's placed so that the water would not drain from the staircase.
In which case, a person could exit and leave water inside the staircase.
However, that person would be soaked, meaning that some trace should be left.
That would explain why there was a puddle around the stairs.
So when Himiko came out from the stairs, her wet clothes dripped water all over.
Ha ha, bitch! Caught you soaking wet and red-handed.
Judging from Himiko's reaction, you hit it right on the bullseye.
But once again, this has nothing to do with the way Ryoma was killed, but...
But Himiko's clothes should have been wet when she left the water tank.
Behold the magnificent underwater escape!
Her clothes were definitely not wet.
Of course. That's because my underwater escape wasn't a trick. It was magic.
No, magic had nothing to do with it, with why her clothes weren't wet. She dried off quickly, she never went into the water? What? I mean, that one seems so crazy that it has to be right, but...
That's it!
Okay.
It's because she changed her uniform.
The dormitory is stocked with uniforms. Did you hide one behind the stage in advance?
I remember seeing Himiko go to the gym this morning, carrying a uniform and a towel.
Why would you say that?
I see. She had a towel too. She may not have had time to fully dry her hair. But her short hair and hat ensured we were none the wiser.
Himiko can't get wet, because her body repels water.
What?
Huh? Like a duck?
Himiko, come on. Give it up already.
Fine. You win. It's just like you said. The water tank and staircase both have mechanisms.
Magic mechanism.
So I was correct.
But that doesn't mean I used them. I didn't need them, because I used my magic.
I mean, maybe.
Again with the magic crap. Were you dropped on your head as a kid?
Now that we understand how the trick was performed, let us move on.
Yes, let us proceed. Where did the culprit hide Ryoma's body? From our discussion earlier, his body could have been in the space inside the staircase.
I thought that at one point too when I was young and ignorant.
But that's where Himiko would escape from, right?
So Himiko went in the stairs with the body? What kind of kinky shit is she into?
Poriko hitting her up after the class trial. Hey, how's it going?
That seems unlikely. There isn't enough space for 2 people to fit in there.
Yeah, the stairs are pretty cramped. It'd be hard to fit even Ryoma and Himiko in there.
Almost pretty tiny. I mean, obviously we know that doesn't make sense, but you
Who
know.
says they went in together? She could have made the switch as she was leaving the tank. At the same time, she could have pulled out the body from inside the stairs. That way, she'd have room to put herself in there. See how easy that is? I think that explains how Himiko changed places with Ryoma's body.
No, that's wrong.
Wait a minute! Why did you automatically assume it was Himiko?
Who else but Himiko could have done it?
Angie, you spent more time with Himiko than any of us, so why are you accusing her?
You may think you're protecting Himiko, but what if she really is the culprit? We'll all die, and it will be all your fault. Atua will lose precious devotees. Are you okay with that, Tenko?
Yeah, kinda.
I'm totally fine with that.
Her lust will get us all killed.
I don't care what anyone says. Himiko would never murder someone. That's what I believe more than anything. I want to believe in her, no matter what. If I can't do that, then I'd rather just die.
Bro, you've literally never talked to this girl. You've never had a single conversation with her?
So until this body takes its final breath, I'm gonna keep believing in Himiko.
Okie dokie. So, insect meet and greet? Probably. No, not insect meet and greet. Is Gonta's account on there?
One who could have switched out Ryoma's body is Himiko
Yeah,
herself.
Gonta's account probably.
When
Since we know that he
Himiko was
wasn't
escaping the tank,
in the tank as she escaped.
she dragged out the body hidden in the stairs.
We'll probably let this one play through all the way.
Simply switched places with it.
Are you telling me you saw that happen?
No one could have seen that. It would have occurred in the middle of the show, when the tank was covered with a curtain.
So basically, no one saw anything.
No one saw anything, so that's probably it.
Swear. Ryoma's corpse wasn't in the staircase.
Fucking liar.
Quit lying, you donkey-lipped con artist.
Donkey lipped?
She's not lying.
He's not lying?
She's not a con artist, and she doesn't have donkey lips.
I mean, I agree that she's not lying, but I think the better contradiction is no one saw anything. I feel like I'm forgetting an important point.
Only one?
When Himiko
was escaping the tank, she dragged out the body hidden in the stairs.
Yes, I see.
simply
Switched places with it.
Who was it
telling
that
me
said?
you saw that happen?
It was Kokichi, right? That said something?
I've seen
So
that.
we need to look for him?
It would occur
In the middle of the show.
when the tank was covered with curtain.
So
Here it is.
basically, no one saw.
Get was acid?
That's wrong!
Don't ever talk to me? Building up our confidence
Someone
for
did see inside
the
the
crazy
tank.
dumb prompt
It
that
was
destroys me
Gonta.
later.
Gonta had climbed onto the stage and was looking into the tank from above.
I mean, so far these have all been extremely straightforward.
Isn't that right, Gonta?
Yeah, Gonta saw down into tank, but saw no one in there.
No one was in there?
Yeah, no one. Guess that clue no good, huh?
No, that's actually a great clue. Because if Ryoma's body was hidden inside the staircase, Himiko would have had to pull him out before she went inside. There certainly wasn't enough room in the staircase for both of them. But that means, if the tank was empty when Gonta looked, Ryoma's body must not have been hidden in the staircase.
What if they squeezed into that space with Ryoma's body to avoid getting caught?
She had no need to worry about us witnessing her at that point. For the entire stage was hidden behind a curtain. To all but Gonta, anyway.
Then the culprit never would have considered hiding inside the staircase with the body.
Yeah.
Entering the staircase after moving the body is much faster, and seems more rational too.
Oh, well, he has to scratch it then. If it's rational, it can't happen in this game.
Then Ryoma's body wasn't hidden in the stairs?
Someone better say where the fucking body was hidden, or I'm gonna start cutting throats!
You could just, like, take a nap for the first hour of the trial, you know, then wake up. You know, then you can participate. Where was Ryoma's body hidden? We need to pin that down. It was clear that it was not in the staircase, but where? Come on, Shuichi, you know, buddy. I mean, it is good to take things slow, establish everything just in case, you know. You want the player
Where were
to
you
be operating on
in Ryoma's body?
the best,
It wasn't really in the stairs, was it?
the piranha tank. That doesn't mention that it's cramped, though. That's a different one, right? The cramped piranhas? Yeah, crammed piranhas.
After all, there was only enough space for Himiko.
So it's either piranha tank
Well,
or
how about behind the curtain?
square glass
There was a
pane.
way to enter the tank from there.
A way to enter the
Then it
tank?
would be plausible.
Or maybe the body was in the tank all along,
Yeah.
but we just couldn't see it.
Yes, I like that. I like that. Now, the fact that she mentions that does clear her of some suspicion.
Impossible. You need top-notch visual effects to pull that off.
Wrong.
And what of the tank containing the piranhas?
No way! If you put a body in there, the piranhas would have eaten it way before we saw
But
it.
piranha's full.
But if the body and piranhas were separated...
Separated. Yeah. Blast it.
I agree. Keel's hypothesis is correct. The body and the piranhas were separated. This was accomplished using the square glass pane found in the tank.
Now, what's the explanation for why this shit didn't shatter?
Just as
I guess if it was dropped into the water, it wouldn't have hit that hard, so it probably, I guess it wouldn't have. I still feel like it probably would have cracked. But maybe not, actually. Because, I mean, it wasn't that high up above the water, so it wouldn't have built that much momentum before hitting it, but...
Using that glass pane as a divider, a safe space could be created in the tank. It is in such a space that the body could be stored, separated from the piranhas.
Then that means Ryoma's body was hidden in the piranha tank the whole time!
So Ryoma's body fell into the water tank with the piranhas?
Gonta knew it!
Did Gonta know
What
it?
is it, Gonta?
Gonta was above stage when piranhas fall. That's why Gonta sees something no one else could. When piranhas fell, Gonta sees some big thing fall into water tank with them.
Death? Right when the timer hit 0, the buzzer went off. And then... The bottom of the suspended tank swung open, and the murky water and shadowy shapes inside fell straight into the water tank Himiko was swimming in.
You know, now that Gonta think about it, Gonta maybe see Ryoma's body.
When the piranhas dropped from the tank, I thought I saw something bigger drop as well. The water tank on the bottom is made completely out of glass, correct? You can see what is happening through the glass. Can you really hide a body in the tank?
Even in murky water, a dead body would still be visible in a glass tank.
Unless a certain something was used to obscure the body.
Yeah, like the bodies of other smaller bodies.
A certain something?
We all agree that the glass pane was used to separate the body from the piranhas, correct? Well, that method has the added benefit of hiding the body from view.
Yeah? could you hide a body like that?
How was the culprit able to conceal a body in the piranha tank? Cram piranhas. Yes.
This is it! It was the piranhas. The piranhas were obscuring the body.
Huh? The piranhas?
That's right. Remember what Angie said during the investigation?
I noticed it right as the show started. I feel like there were more piranhas today than yesterday when we were preparing.
They increased that significantly? I didn't know piranhas fuck like rabbits.
Bonk.
It seemed that way, but it wasn't that the actual number of piranhas increased. The glass pane divided the tank nearly in half, right? The piranhas got crowded together, making it look like there were more of them.
The more densely the piranhas are packed, the harder it is to see past them.
Because of that, it was difficult to see the body hidden in the tank.
That glass pane was the lid from the piranha tank. It was really easy to detach that lid, so it's no wonder they used it as a divider.
Gee, thanks for telling us that useless detail.
What the heck are you saying? That detail was super useful.
Sure.
The lid looks a little big, but if you set it diagonally, it would fit perfectly. Nice job, Himiko! Your explanation was awesome!
With this much evidence, it seems like the body was definitely in the piranha tank.
Kaito, you also haven't said a single thing. Like, is this like your first time talking? The entire case? Your entire trial?
Congrats, Himiko! Now there should be no reason for anyone to suspect you.
Wrong.
Really?
I was expecting someone to jump up and say they suspected Himiko.
Yeah, because if you didn't switch places with the body, then you couldn't have killed him.
Well, not necessarily. No, I don't think Himiko killed him, but...
It only means we now have other suspects. You are not cleared of suspicion just yet.
Okay, but still, that's way better!
That's wonderful news, Himiko! Atua is happy for you.
Apologize, Angie! You and your Atua better tell Himiko you're sorry, right?
Atua
my bad.
is sleeping. He went to bed angry because you all doubted him.
What a petty-ass god!
Isn't that all of them?
No, it's okay. We shouldn't be mad at Angie.
Oh, well, we should.
We should be mad at this class trial. At this killing game.
I mean, you're not wrong for once.
Oh, Himiko! Bless your sweet, kind heart.
That's what Atua said anyway.
What?
It's too bad that the handsome god went to bed angry, though.
Himiko's still brainwashed! But I'm not giving up just yet. This is gonna be a breeze.
We know who is giving up this video, because it's time to end things. In the next video, we will make more progress through the second class trial and get into the more meaty substance of the shit that we don't know. Now that we've kind of established the base level facts, and now we're going to move into more speculative stuff, which should be fun, but also maybe potentially frustrating. Hopefully more fun than frustrating. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part, and bye, guys.